Hello, I am going to tell you the story of a monster. Tell me which novel this is. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. You must have watched the movie. It is very famous. There are many movies made on this novel. Frankenstein is a novel published in the beginning of the 19th century, in the year 1818. Who is Frankenstein? Victor Frankenstein was a student of natural philosophy. Natural philosophy is a subject that people studied before modern science. So Victor Frankenstein experimented with how to create life. And you know what he did? He got body parts of various animals, he stitched them together and he gave it life. This was called galvanization, passing electricity and giving life to things. In the 19th century, people experimented with galvanization. And Victor Frankenstein did that in this novel. He created a creature like a monster made of different body parts. Huge 8 feet tall creature with unnatural strength. Frankenstein was repulsed by his own creation. He was so disgusted by this creature that he did not see what is happening to the creature. He left the creature and went away. The creature, when it came to life, it was like a baby, eager to be loved, wanting to be like human beings, wanting to learn, wanting to speak, but his creator was not there with him. So what did the creature do? The creature learned all this by himself, by observing a nearby peasant family. There was a peasant family, a boy called Felix there. He was in love with a foreign girl called Safi. The monster, through a hole in a shed, looked at the family, helped the family, learned to read and write even. He started reading Paradise Lost. Can you believe that? So the monster developed from the baby-like situation to a creature that can read and write and all that. And then the creature is lonely. The creature wants to be loved, but nobody loves the creature. The creature only creates repulsion and horror in everyone. Victor Frankenstein at this time had left the monster. He had gone back. He had become so desperate and unhappy that he fell ill, seriously ill. His friend Henry Clerval is looking after him and he's now recuperating. He is coming back to normal life. At this time, the monster, the creature, comes in search of Frankenstein. And he tells Frankenstein he needs a female companion, a counterpart. Frankenstein is so horrified, but he agrees to make a female counterpart. And he starts working on the female counterpart, but Frankenstein is so disgusted that he destroys the female. This our creature sees, Frankenstein's monster sees, and he swears revenge on his creator. Because he did not create the female and he destroyed the female, Frankenstein's monster wants revenge on Frankenstein. From here, there is a series of murders that the monster does. First, Frankenstein has a younger brother, William, I think his name is. The monster kills William. And one girl called Justine is arrested for it. And Justine is also put to death. So 2 deaths because of the monster. The monster made it look like Justine did it. And then Frankenstein had a childhood sweetheart called Elizabeth. He married her. On the wedding day, the monster killed Elizabeth. And Frankenstein's father, out of grief, he also died. Frankenstein went mad. All this because of the monster. And once he recuperates or his madness gets cured, Frankenstein decides to seek the monster, pursue the monster, destroy the monster. He wants to destroy the same monster that he created. And he starts pursuing the monster. Then Frankenstein and the monster reach the Arctic. You know, North Pole, Arctic. Actually, that is where the novel begins. All this story we know because Frankenstein is telling this story to another man called Robert Walton. This Robert Walton is the narrator. He is writing letters to his sister, Mrs. Saville, and Margaret or Mrs. Saville. And through those letters, we get to know this story. Why is Frankenstein telling the story to Robert Walton? Because Frankenstein understood that he is destroyed by his own ambition. Frankenstein has been destroyed by his own ambition, and he sees the same kind of ambition in Robert Walton. So he is warning Robert Walton against such ambition. Frankenstein was in a very bad state when Robert Walton found him. He was dying, and Frankenstein then recuperates. He gets better. But finally, in the novel, he dies. He dies in the novel, and the monster or creature comes, and he's so sad. Even though the creature has caused so much trouble to Frankenstein, Frankenstein is the only connection of the creature to this world, and that man also has died. And the creature then, he can travel very fast, okay? He travels on a sledge, he's traveling. He travels into the North Pole, hoping for his own destruction. He wants to die. He doesn't want to live anymore. This is the story. It is a story of ambition. It is a story of man trying to overstretch his limits. When you try to do things beyond your limits, it will lead to great disaster. That is one warning in this novel. And there are biblical connections. There are intertextual connections. That means connections with other texts. You know, the creature is a patchwork of many different organs, isn't it? Like that, this novel is also said to be a patchwork of many elements of many different texts. It is an amazing novel. It can be considered a children's novel. It can be considered a very great philosophical novel. It can be considered science fiction. It can be considered a horror novel. You should read it, okay? Otherwise, you should watch the movie. I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, you can share it. Okay guys, I'll be back with more. Bye.